Hello everyone, we got here late last night after a 10-hour journey with stops, so it's not too bad a journey, it's quite an easy drive over. So we got here about 6 o'clock last night and set up, and then ended up just going down to the beach and jumping in the sea because it's a hot day. It's cost us about £157 in fuel to get over from Barcelona, for Bilbao, and it's about £70 in tolls, so depending on what size rig you've got, it might cost you more on fuel, but it'll be about the same in tolls. All in all, very good drive over. We had quite good fun on the way over, and it's been a brilliant site. So what I'll do now is I'll give you a little scan around our site. Our little pitch is massive, really, compared to some of the pitches we've been on, and the site in general is a really nice site, so I definitely recommend it. So I'll give you a little show around. Right, so I'll give you a little view of this site. As you can see, this is quite a big site compared to what we've had before. This is classed as a comfort pitch, which is a little bit extra space. So a couple of little things to say about if you're ever coming over to Spain or France. Things, the fridges on these vans, they're only evaporation fridges, not compression fridges. So you can see in ours, we've taken the main plastic cover off, and we've got a couple of little fans going from some computer fans, which is cooling down the back grid. Without that, the fridge is completely useless most of the time. So that's quite a handy kit to have. We did buy a freezer, which is down here. Probably one of the best things I bought. That cost me about £80 from Argos, I think I got it from, or eBay. Very good bit of kit if you're ever coming over this way, because it's good for ice cubes and for keeping your meat cold. Alright Sean, how are you enjoying it? It's my boy.
Yeah.
Swimming pool's what? Probably the best we've seen on most of the sites we've been to.
Yeah, definitely.
And the beach is really good, so we'll be going down there later. So we're off to the beach now. I'll do a little bit of video blog of the site. So some of the things that are essentials that I thought I'd let you know about, especially when driving in France. Not all of them are guaranteed to be essential in Spain, but we've got them from our trips to France. So you've got everything. Just for anyone that hasn't been aboard before in their vehicles. Reflectors for your headlights. These are essential, especially if you think that you're not going to be driving at night. You might end up heading home early in the morning, which we did once, and it's dark in the morning, so these are definitely essential. So we leave these in the van, we don't use them unless we have to, we know we can be driving at night, so it's a waste of money otherwise. Alcohol testing kit. This is essential in France. You can get pulled over by the police and asked to use it, or asked to produce it, so you do need to have these in the vehicle. They're only a couple of quid on eBay. This is something we should have in the UK, but I'm not going to get it out. But this is a triangle. Again, it's an essential kit that you can be asked to produce and show, which we've had. And reflective gear for every passenger in the vehicle. These are all essential across France, in some parts of Spain as well, so it's definitely worth bringing them over. So some of the trip over, we use the toll roads, and we mainly use the toll roads because they're nice smooth roads, they're easy flowing, there's less traffic on them. The service stops are absolutely brilliant on them, easy getting on and off. You can't get lost going on the service stops because you have to pay your toll to get off, so you just go on the service stop, fill up, spend a couple of 10-15 minutes break, and then off you go again. So we prefer them, but you can use the non-toll roads. We have done that in France. We do find that some of the non-toll roads, especially in France, were so bad on the suspension of the vehicle, we ended up going back to the toll roads, but that's a personal issue if you want to. Paying for the toll roads, we never know what booth to go to. We just go for the one with the green tick, with sometimes with a pound sign, and then they usually got like a little pound signs and little coins, so we head for them. We have had in France they do, I don't know whether they use it in Spain, but I'm pretty sure they do, they have a toll card that you can buy each year, it's an annual subscription, and you put it on the front dash and it allows you to go straight through the tolls without paying. You pay at the end of the holiday. We did have that, but we found it didn't work with we got the overhead booth on the van and it wasn't picking it up, so every time you had to get it up and wave it in the air and stuff to get the thing to pick up, or even call the attendant. It's an absolute pain, and you pay an extra for that per year on top of your normal toll, so we got rid of that. So it's up to you to use it, but we didn't think much of it. the beach. Can't beat it really, can you? So this is the main entrance. It's, people moan about the road not being wide enough, but we found it perfectly wide. You can see a large vehicle going down there, loads of room. And the reception's really good getting in here. They sort you out quite quick as well. So we just cycled to the first town. We haven't worked out yet whether this is a 5k, and we're just going to go and have a look around here. This looks like a nice little town. There's a square up here. I can see there's a tapas and a restaurant, and there's probably a little square with some restaurants, and the beach is the other side. So this is quite an easy cycle route. It's a bit on road. I'll show you that route later. What do you think, John? What is that cycle route like? He's a bit lazy in the heat. So this is the first town. It's 3k to get to here, cycling. So this is quite a popular place for classical music. This is just the other side of that monastery. So you can see the other town we're going to be cycling to. There's a nice breeze up here and all. So it looks like they're digging up some archaeological dig here, but it's hot work. So this is the next town we just cycled onto. Bit out of breath, I'll show you the hill in a minute. This is 5k from the campsite. Most of it's cycle routes, apart from the beginning bit of the road. Lovely little bay. We'll be going over there now, where there should be a harbour and some shops and restaurants. I don't know if you can see this in the video, but amazing clear waters here. You can see right to the bottom here. And this is the windy hill that we've just been up. Easy to walk up if you don't want to cycle it. As you can see, my wife doing. This is the name of the town, Escala. There's a little tiny plaque. There's a bit of English writing about the history of this area and a map. Alright, so we made it to the town. We just stopped for a nice cold lemonade and some ice cream for the boy. And we're going to have a little wander around all the shops now. Here's a little video shot of the other side of the town. Quite a nice little town. Used to be an old fishing harbour before it is modernised with all the seafront for the holiday makers. So this is another one of them signs posts which are dotted around the town, explaining the parts of the town. This was explain about how this used to be the main production was anchovies, which is their main export production list from this town, and it was built throughout the 16th century. So this is the road part. As you can see, it's quite a single, narrow road, and obviously if you've got little kids, this might not be advisable for you. Most people are quite courteous, but you always get the odd idiot. And this takes us down to where them lights are. It then goes beyond the barrier, so there's an off-road bit. And so beyond that, you know, get this bit where you've got the bollards. So it seems to be a bit safer, slightly long, but you do have to get two lots of traffic, of bikes going down here and pedestrians walking down here, so it can be a bit tight, especially when you've got these big 4x4 vehicles and vans going down. Right, we're back. Joel, how did you find that coming back?
A lot easier.
So it was about 10 minutes, didn't it? Yeah. There's a 10-minute cycle ride if anyone wants to do that. Into to the next town. There's a couple of beaches along the route, well worth doing. Quite a nice day. It's the last day today. We've been down the beach. It's quite a hot day today. Yesterday we did have some rain and thunderstorm, which is a bit unusual, never had that in Spain. But we're off for another cycle ride today, so I'll give you a little view of that. Hopefully, we go to the campsite, we'll be doing a right. There should be a bike route, cycle route along the beachfront to a town, and then on the way back we're hopefully going to pop into a restaurant which has got his own vineyard, but we'll see where we can find it. So I'll let you know what it's like. So this is the cycle route if you come out and do a right from the campsite. It's a bit of an off-road track. It carries on, but we haven't gone down here, so we don't know how far the route goes and it's safe, but you can see it's got a cycle sign up there. We're going to be taking this right-hand turn. So this is the end of the actual campsite, and this follows all the way down the side of the campsite to the beach. Right, so we followed the path down. It Then we got to a bit of a T-junction. As you can see, we've got to go right for cycling if you want to carry on, rather than straight on, because that's a bit of private land, I think. This road here, we don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure if we go down this road, this takes us to one of the restaurants with a vineyard. But we're going to be going right down here and following the green signs and see where it takes us. Right, so the path's taking a turn to the left, and there we're following the beach. You can see the sea over there. It's the sand dunes, a bit of a sign about that. It's well signposted and it's all off road. It gets quite busy. We've seen quite a few people coming down here. There's a car park here as well. So I expect some people to try and camp out overnight. So this brings us down to Marlin Beach Bar, which is apparently, we've been told by someone on site, it's very popular in the evenings that you'll have to book to get a meal here in the evening. It's I'll say about 4-minute cycle ride to get to here, less than that, depending on what speed you're cycling at. We've been cycling for a few more minutes on, following the same path. It's more of a car park and road area for cars that we're cycling down, but the car's only doing about 20 miles an hour max, really. And as you go along, there's lots of, at least 2 or 3 different campsites that look really nice along the beachfront. A couple of beach bars, and we're just looking up now where we think that where the town is, whether we've got to do a left here or not. Right, so we carried on a bit further, but this is going to be our turnaround point, only because the towns you can see in the distance are a long way off. But the track does carry on. I'm pretty sure you can get to them towns by the cycle routes when I looked it up at home. But being it's hot, my boy gets annoyed when he's cycling too long. We're going to turn around and stop at some of the bars, and we might pop up that town that I showed you earlier. But all in all, pretty good cycle route, very safe.
Nice views.
Definitely worth recommend doing it if you like cycling.
Nice views.
So we turned off the cycle route at that car park I showed you earlier to see whether this follows up to some sort of town or shops. It's nice to see what's going. You can see we've got a red path here, which is the cycle route. So at least it's got a cycle route all the way up, and I can see just up in front of us a few bars and stuff. So we're going to have a look. That's pretty much it. So there is literally, it looks like some sort of shop down there and a restaurant, English speaking and all the other languages that are local around here. Opposite it's a campsite, and then just goes down the road to nowhere. The cycle track seems to have stopped, so we're not going to go down there. We can start heading back. Right, so we're back to Marlin Beach Bar. We can see if we can get a drink if it's not too busy.
A bit of shade.
Yeah. Right, so we just had a nice cold drink in Marlin's Bar and some nachos. Very nice. Very good English speaking in there as well. Lots of signs up English speaking, so I don't know whether the owners are used to be English or something. Talks about the food tonight to the waitresses. They're fully booked already, like we said they would be, and they've got live music tonight, so they have that as well. But a very popular place, great food, and just be aware that they don't take any cards, so you've got to bring cash if you're coming in. You can have a look around there if you want. So we've just been into the wine shop where they make their own wines, and got a couple of bottles of wine for the week. Right, so we've just been to this place which I'll show you in the map if I can. They have their own restaurant and they do their own wine, so we've got a couple of bottles of wine, and they do wine tasting, which is quite nice. You can help yourself to a few little thimbles, and if you bring your own bottles you can fill them up, or they supply 5 litre, 1 litre plastic bottles. It looks easy for car parking, and Sean's going to show you around the car park. I reckon you'll easily get the camper van here. There's a much bigger car park the other side, and this is on the main route, I think, to our campsite. So we might pop up here with a camper van tomorrow on the way to Salou and pick up a few bigger bottles of wine. We then got to carry on the bikes. And we're going to have a go at cycling down this route. and seeing whether this route takes us all back to the campsite quicker than the other way we went. Right, so we got back to the campsite. We're just on the corner where we turned off earlier. There is this path, you can see a gravel path, all the way down to that restaurant and vineyard. So you can cycle all the way by road if you don't take the coastal route. It's a little bit longer. So here we are, we're back at the campsite. This is where we went down at the beginning, and our entrance is just down there. And it takes about, I would say, 2 minutes to get to that restaurant. So it's a nice little place if you want to go up there for the evening. Right, so it's the last day now at camping Las Dunas. We're off tomorrow to Salou, where we'll be trying a different place. So I thought I'd give you a little review on what we thought of the site. Overall, it's probably one of the best sites we've been to. Very well managed and organised to make your stay really nice. The reception when we first come in, really friendly. The guys helped us find out where our pitch was. Roads coming in, entrances if you've got a big vehicle, and the roads to your pitches are really easy and big compared to some sites where I've been to where there's been overhanging palm trees and that you've got to watch your van getting knocked. We're on a comfort pitch, which is a little bit bigger than the standard, but even the standard pitches are big enough. This is amazing really, the size of pitch we've got compared to some sites we've been to. So that's quite nice. Security on site, like I said, there's security at the main gate, checking people coming in. And there's security guards walking around by the beach gates as well, which are locked late at night. So you feel quite safe being on this site. You don't have any problems with that. What else was I saying about the pitches? The swimming pool is quite a large swimming pool. There's a lot of people on site, so it does get quite busy in there, but it's been quite nice. Never had to queue very long for the slides, they keep them moving quite well. And there's probably, I don't know, probably 5, maybe 8 lifeguards in there walking around. They're constantly on their whistles. If you ever watch Grown Ups, you'll probably laugh at that, because their whistles are just completely stuck to their lips. But at the end of the day, they're keeping safety. But they do go a bit overboard. They was having a go at some kids for jumping up and down the water, which was a bit strange and made it laugh. And then have another go at one boy for swimming the wrong way through the rapids bit, which wasn't that much of a big deal. But then, if you've got little toddlers, little kids, that's what you want. So that does make you feel safe for the little ones. And the slides, the guys that run the slides, they won't let anyone go down unless someone else is at the other end. So you're not going to get anyone hitting you at the back, which we had a lot of in pools in France. So the swimming pool is really, really good place. And the bar up the swimming pool area, which is the main bar, they have waitress services up there constantly on the go, getting your beers and drinks and food. They're very fast, very quick. It's reasonably priced. Can't fault it really. The entertainment, went to some of the entertainments. We've had a Souls night, which was brilliant, for black guys doing some soul music. There's been a rock band night. We had a Mary Poppins night, and there was the Blues Brothers, all up on the main stage. During the day, there's constant sports going on. We've had the Tour de France. I think they just had Formula 1 on, and the football on yesterday. So there's constant entertainment going on, which is really good. So that's quite nice. I've mentioned about the pitch sizes and that. As all the pitches are within easy access to toilet blocks. You haven't got to walk far to the toilets, waste, chemical, whatever you need to get rid of on the van. All the toilets are cleaned constantly all day. The cleaning stuff work brilliantly with the temperatures out here and all, 'cause it's quite hot. Never have to wait to use a shower or the sink or the toilets, cubicles. They're big, they're hot water running all the time, so it's really nice. And talk about showers, when you come off the beach, there's some really excellent showers along, outdoor showers, cold showers to get your sand off, which are really good and just as good as the main showers really when you've got the hot temperature out here. So they're quite nice really for what you're getting. One strange thing is they do entertainment on a place called the Beach Bar, which is down near the beach, but the beach bar that they call the Beach Bar is not actually the bar that's on the beach, if you understand. So there's an actual bar on the beach, which we've been to for a few drinks. It's quite nice, but there is a beach bar that's within the complex camping side, which has got a stage, and they do. If you're going down there for the entertainment, you've got to go to that one, not the one that's on the beach, which you'd think would be the beach bar. That's a bit strange, isn't it, really? But they're both quite good. Yeah. So on the beach, you've got lifeguards walking up and down all day. We've had quite a stormy, not a stormy day, it's a nice day out there, but the winds are quite high today, which is great for the waves. But the lifeguards are going around to warn everyone about using inflatables and that. We've seen a few people lose their inflatables, have gone off down the beach in the water because they're not took any advice. So it's nice to know that lifeguards are there. So another place where they've done an excellent job making you feel safe. One disappointment, and it's a big disappointment for teenagers, is the XD club. It's absolutely rubbish. We've turned up 4 times now. We even went up personally, me and my wife, to talk to them about a boy doing the XD, and they said just turn up 11 o'clock and they pay £10 and get a t-shirt. He's done that quite a few times now. Never anyone organising anything. All the stuff they advertise about they're organising, they're not. They didn't do nothing at all for the teenagers. However, the young XD club, which is for the little ones, you see them around in groups all day and on the stage singing. They've been down there doing skimboarding, they've seen them painting and face making. So the younger ones are getting sorted out, are great. But for the teenage group, I think really whoever's running it should have a really think about what they're doing, because they're not doing a good job at all. Whereas we've been on a lot of sites where they're going around getting the kids involved. Here we spoke to him and he said, well, no one turns up so we don't do anything. Not the right attitude really. Other than that, I think that's about it really. Just another thing about the location of the site. So it is quite far from some places compared to what we're used to in Salou and Cambules. But if you've seen watching the whole video, you know that the cycle route is quite nice going down to the town. If you go out the site and do a left, which is quite nice for a few bars, restaurants, and some lovely beaches along there. And if you go out and do the right, you've got the one we went to today, which is quite a nice beach bar again. It's a very popular restaurant, which you have to book. And there's a vineyard selling their local wines, really, really cheap drinks up there if you want to get some cheap drinks while you're here. And they have a nice restaurant as well. So it's not too bad for location, but other than that, you'd have to get out and drive. Driving into it, the roads are fine. I've seen some reviews about people saying it's narrow roads. Well, we've got quite a big van. It's over 7 metres long and it's quite wide. Had no problems at all going down the roads. No sort of problems at all getting into the site and turning around and everything. So I don't know what people are talking about really. Overall then, it's probably one of the best sites we've been to. Whether we come back again, we don't know, might do. But we do like Cambules and Salou, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow, really, getting down there and going to see the towns and the harbours. So this will be the end of this video. The next video will be in Salou. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in Salou.